5 ways that successful entrepreneurs use epic emotional strength to build their empires, their impact, and their income. I'm Dr. Tracy Thomas, and I'm the world's leading expert on emotional strength training. Welcome. In this 5-part video series, I'm going to cover 5 ways that successful entrepreneurs use epic emotional strength to build their empires, their impact, and their income, all while experiencing epic health, happiness, and freedom. Now, you might be asking, what is epic emotional strength? Well, epic emotional strength is the difference between being overly stressed, overly stimulated, overly reactive, feeling like life is really strenuous and difficult to be able to focus, and then instead being able to focus on your outcomes and create all the epic success that you want in your life. And isn't that what you want anyway? Isn't that why you're building an empire in the first place? So that you can feel the way that you want to feel and be the way that you want to be. So you might be asking, why is emotional strength so important? And the answer is really simple. Because we are in an epic new age, and things are expanding at such a rate that it's hard to keep up with. If you blink, you'll miss how much our entire world has grown in just one day. There's never been more to process, more to consider, more to understand and know about. You've never had more information and more to do. And having epic emotional strength is the only way to keep up with our ever-expanding world. So it makes sense then that 8 out of 10 people are afflicted by stress according to the Gallup organization. But just know, it's not your fault. Things are really changing, and it's hard to know exactly what to do about it. And so this is why epic emotional strength is so key to your success. And listen, it's not just everyday people who are really trying their best and working their hardest. We're talking about very high-profile people, celebrities, and people that I've worked with over the years that have all of the resources, everything money could buy, and they were trying to build their empires. But what was happening is that they were struggling with their emotional capacity and that keeping up with all of the success that they were creating. So this is why you see this in the media all the time. People who seem to have everything, but they're suffering so deeply, and that is what's driving their life. So I had a client who was such an iconic star, but behind the scenes, he was a falling down drunk and a coke addict, and somebody that carried a lot of shame about himself because of what that was doing to his family and the people that mattered the most. But through emotional strength training, we were able to make him so emotionally strong that he ended up having the greatest next chapter of his career and his life, because he became the greatest father and the greatest husband and the greatest person that he always wanted to be. So to give you an idea of why even the most successful people that have it all, why they struggle with the same kinds of things that you do, is because there's a gap between how smart they are, how passionate, and how innovative, and a gap between where their emotional capacity is as a person. And that's where all the suffering and struggling comes from. So this is why when you gain emotional strength and you upgrade your emotional operating capacity, then there's not a gap anymore between what you are able to do and your ability to do it. And that's what makes life really exciting. So what makes me really, really mad is that people are working harder than ever. They are trying and straining and struggling, and they are climbing, just running out of gas at earlier and earlier ages. And what's so challenging about this is that all of their dreams and desires are as strong as ever, but their ability to fulfill them is waning. And when it really comes down to it, this is about emotional training. Because when you have your emotions operating at the right level, then everything else in your life can go the way that you want it to. It's the difference between intending something and getting an outcome. So it's never been more important to upgrade your emotional operating system. The bad news is that everyone needs to upgrade their emotional operating system. So we're not just talking about a new coat of paint on an old car. We're talking about trading in that old car for a 747 and taking off in your life. The good news is that I've devoted my life to helping people maximize their potential. Instead of using just 10% of your operating capacity, we're talking about accessing all that's available to you. We're talking about epic emotional strength and an epic emotional operating system for an epic new age. We're talking about what everyone wants. We want an epic business, an epic family, an epic body, and an epic relationship. No more are we talking about just settling for a simple little life the way that people used to. We are talking about being able to have anything and everything that we want, and the only thing between you and that is your emotions and whether or not they're going to be the strongest they can possibly be. So if you're ready to elevate your emotional capacity and elevate your whole emotional operating system, then visit us online and schedule your free breakthrough session. So coming up next, I've got so many exciting things to share with you. We're going to look at why the best business plan is not a business plan. We're also going to look at how you can become magnetic to your ideal client and a 5-star team. Additionally, we're going to answer the question, is the health industry making you sick? And lastly, we're going to look at hacking human performance and potential. So stay tuned, and I'll see you on the next video.